Now we are studying already some part of transport and communications. Okay, now we then study mode of transport, different mode of transport, or maybe the means of transport like air, water, and land. Within land, we have covered some part of road, railway, and pipeline. In the water transport, we are studying domestic, inland water, and seaports. Today we focus here seaports. India is the country in which have 7516 kilometer coastal line. Coastal line. It means India have sharing the water bodies, share the boundaries to the different water bodies like the Arab Sagar, Bay of Bengal, and Indian Oceans. So from here to from eastern part of India to the till the western part of Gujarat, here India has shared the border with the water bodies. So India have different seaports within that point of Gujarat to eastern part of India. From here to have different part. These seaports are carrying the 95% of foreign trade. Foreign trade means the man trade from the other continent of world or other nations of the world are trading through the water bodies or maybe the seaports of India. India have at the present 12 major seaports. 12 major seaports in India. These 12 major seaports we cover one by one. Within these seaports are basically transport the heavy goods from one place to another place. These seaports are providing the facility to anchor, providing the facilities to anchor, fuel, and loading and unloading. These are the facilities are provided by the seaports. These seaports providing the facility like the anchor, it means they are holding the different sea vessels and boat at the one place in the sea area. And the fuel, some are mechanical ships are present in India. These have needed the fuel to run. So at the seaport, these ships and boats are filled by the some amount of fuel to run. And the loading and unloading of goods, it means that at the seaport have loading and unloading of goods. The loading means they have export the some things from India to other part of world. It means they are loading the things at the port in the ships and vessels or maybe the boats. And the unloading, they have some goods and services come from the out of India and they reach to India. After they reach at that point of seaport, they are unloading, and after that they are spreaded or maybe delivered at the actual destination by the road, railway, or the airways. So these are the seaports in India. The 12 major seaports we cover one by one. Let's start from the first seaport, Kandla Seaport. First seaport is Kandla Port. Kandla Port. It was developed after independence of India. It was the first port was developed by the independent India. So because this port was developed because after the independence they have trade pressures on the within the Mumbai port. So to decrease the trade or export and import of goods and things, or maybe the trade pressure on the Mumbai port, so will be decreased by the Kandla port. It was located at the Kutch area of Gujarat. Before independence, that particular transport and trade was conducted by the Karachi port. Karachi port. And after independence, it was the part of Pakistan. So that's why independent India was the necessary to develop the Kandla port to trade different goods and service, so that it will be decreasing the pressure on the Mumbai port. Mumbai port is the largest port in India. So it was the tidal port. It was the tidal port of India. It means in oceans or the water bodies have tides. They come tide. During the tides, the water are come at the shore of the sea and come back. They have both direction movement of the water at the shore area of sea. So that water will be carrying different ship to the shore area of seaport, and they are take off from the shore area to main land of the sea, main body of the water. So this was the unique port in India, is the tidal port. It means that trade or maybe ships anchor fuel and loading and unloading through the tides at the time of water bodies. So it was the one of kind of the port. Its main aim was to develop, to decrease the pressure from Mumbai port. Okay, so now it was presented at the western part of western coast of India. India have total coastal line is 116 kilometer, or maybe 16 kilometer. So 7,516 kilometer was the total coastal line of India from eastern part of Gujarat, western part of Gujarat to eastern part of India. So here the coastal line are presented at the India. So here the Kandla port is presented at the western part of India. So here we now shall move. The second port was presented at the western port is Mumbai in Maharashtra. So now we move the uniqueness of the Mumbai port. It was the biggest port in India. Second was Mumbai port. It was the biggest. It was biggest in India. It have total trade was conducted 50 to 60% of the total trade was conducted itself by the Mumbai port. It was provided the trade facility or maybe the transport facility to whole of India. So here the main important port in India. It was the natural harbor. It have natural harbor. It means natural harbor means A harbor is the body of water or a water body of water which provides shelter to different ships, boats, or maybe vessels to dock. It means they are stopped here at the point of the harbor. It may be the natural or artificial. Natural is the a landform. Natural harbor means a landform which protect the body of water from the water waves. It means in the water bodies, after a particular time period, they have water waves or they have continuous water waves at the shore area. Seashore area is the final line of the or maybe the edge of the sea. At that, strange water waves are disturbing the anchor या dock ship at the last part or edge of the shore. At that, the natural harbor provided the protection of body of water. It means they have natural landform. It will be stopped at the water from particular like that is the sea and it is the natural harbor. It means the had provided a landform to here. The water waves are here, come here, and after that they will be going back from here itself. So that part will be stable or maybe calm or peaceful. So that the ship will become here and they may be fueled, maybe loading or unloading and anchor. So here they without any disturbance they will be stopped at that point. So this part will be natural harbor. If we have particular protection to take the water to take the water from here to here, so it was the artificial, maybe human made. It means that it will be comes under the artificial harbor. So Mumbai port was the natural harbor in India, and after that Mumbai one only and Kochi port also had natural harbor. So in the western coast, two natural harbor are present at that total seaport in India. First one Mumbai, second one is Kochi. Both are presented at the western coast of India. Now the third port of India was the Jawaharlal Nehru. Third port was the Jawaharlal Nehru port. It was developed by the Indian government to decrease or maybe the secondary as a secondary port of as a secondary port of Mumbai port. Because Mumbai port is the largest or maybe the biggest port in that India in the trade, so it will be have large pressure on this port to trade. So Indian government established that another port at the sideline of the Mumbai port to decrease the pressure from the Mumbai port, and it will be provided the trade facility to the different part of India also with the help of Mumbai port. So it will be increasing the water transport in India. So now it also presented at the Maharashtra or it will be presented at the western coast of India. Coast of India. Okay. Now we shall move fourth port of India is there. Now we continue from here, western part to eastern part. So fourth port will be. Now we study the fourth part of the sea among the 12 major seaport. Fourth was the Marma Goa port. It was located at the sea territory of the Goa. So here the Marma Goa port was provided the facility to transport from one place to another world or maybe other continent of the world, was provided the facility to transport the iron ore. It was among the all other seaport out of 12 major seaport of India. It was the only have provided the export facility of the iron ore will be 50 to 60% of whole trade, whole iron ore transport. Iron ore transport. It was among the 12 major seaport. It was the only seaport presented at the India which provided the 56 to 60% of the whole trade of the iron ore will be conducted through the Marma Goa port. So now we shall move other part and maybe other portion, maybe fifth part of the 12 major seaport was the New Mangalore port. It was located at the Karnataka state. It was also provided the facility to trade or export iron ore from India. It was basically to devote the export iron ore of the Karnataka mines. Iron mines. It means it was basically devoted to transport the iron ore of Karnataka mines. It means their facility to provide it within the state to transport iron ore from India to other continent or other part of the world through water transport. Okay, so this was the New Mangalore. And the sixth one, it was also presented at the western coast of India. So now the sixth part of among the 12 major seaport, sixth one was the Kochi. Sixth one, the Kochi port. It was located at the Kerala. It was at the western coast of India. It was situated at the western coast of India, and it was as a natural harbor. It means provided the natural facility to protect waterways in the restriction in the stability of the ship during the loading, unloading, and maybe fueling or anchor at the time of anchoring. So this was the natural harbor of India after the Mumbai seaport. So now the seventh part was the Tuticorin port. From 1 to 6, all are presented at the western coast. western coast of India. After that, from 7th to 12th, all are presented at the eastern coast of India. Eastern coast of India. So, Tuticorin port was located at the Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, one of the Indian state which provided the water transport also because Tamil Nadu shared the water bodies. So, it will be eastern coast presented or located at the eastern coast of India. It was provided the trade to Sri Lanka, Maldives or other part of India. It means it was the basically provided the facility to trade within to Sri Lanka, Maldives or other part of India because it was situated at that particular point of that area. So here to extension of eastern coast and extension of western coast, it provided the connectivity among that extension of the eastern coast port and the extension of the western coast of. So it will be interconnectivity among that provided the facility to interconnecting the different seaport in presented at the eastern coast and the western coast of the India. So it will be here. So now we shall move at part of among the 12 major seaport. At will be Chennai. Chennai seaport also have oldest port at one Chennai port. It was the presented at located at Tamil Nadu. It was oldest port. India have Mumbai was the largest port and the Chennai was the oldest port in India. It was conducted the major foreign trade. Trades. At that particular port in India, among the 12 major seaports, Chennai was the oldest and it was the majorly concerned about the foreign trade of India. It will be connect or maybe transport the goods and services from the other part to India and India to it majorly works through export and import of goods. So now will be majorly facilitate the provide the export and import facility of the trade. It was provided by the Chennai. It was also presented at the eastern coast of India. It means eastern coast of India. Now we shall move another ninth part among the major seaport. Ninth will be Visakhapatnam port. It was presented at the Andhra Pradesh. It was located at the eastern coast of India. It was provided the facility. All 12 major seaports are provided the unique facility or maybe unique service to by these port. So the unique service of the Visakhapatnam port was the to build ships or repairing of these ships conducted at the Visakhapatnam port of India. So major focus of Visakhapatnam port was to build ships or the repairing of the ships. It was also as a natural port of India. So after that, Visakhapatnam now shall move. The 10th major seaport was the 10th, 9th was the Visakhapatnam. After Visakhapatnam, 10th was the Paradip port. It was located or situated at the Orissa. It was provided the export facility of iron ore. It means the facility provided Paradip port was the exporting the iron ore from the areas of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, or Orissa itself. So all these major areas have the facility to conduct the water transport from by the Paradip port of India. It was the major concern was the export iron ore. Okay, now we shall move. 11th major port was the Kolkata port. 11th major port was the Kolkata port. Kolkata port was the Kolkata port. It was located at the West Bengal. It was located at the West Bengal, or it was situated at the eastern coast of India. It was this port was developed during the British period of India, because during the Britishers are conducted trade or maybe the traveling through the Kolkata port to Europe. This will be helping the different. Kolkata port was developed during the British period, because during the British period the major trade was conducted through the Kolkata port, because Britishers have established the or maybe factory or the setup of trade was at the Kolkata. So here the Kolkata was the major seaport during the British period. So it was developed by the British period. It was the unique port of India which connected through river to seashore. It was the port at the presented at the river, and it will connected through from here. The port was presented here, and here was the seashore. So distance between the port and seashore will be almost 148 kilometers. Approximately 148 kilometers was away from the port. Seashore was away from the port was the 148 kilometers. So here to here was the connecting through the river. So river was provided the facility to connect seashore and the port. So during it was the tidal port, because during at the water bodies at particular time period they have tides. So during the tides that transport from port to seashore will be conducted. So it was all about the Kolkata port. It has the major seaport in the eastern part of India. So here have need to decrease the pressure at the Kolkata port. So Indian government was developed the 12th major seaport was the Haldia port. It was provided the facility as a secondary port of One, one are among the 12 major seaport. Two are the secondary port. First one the Jawaharlal Nehru port of Mumbai port, and the second was the Haldia port of the Kolkata port. So all these are the 12 major seaport. It was also have to maintain the trade, increasing the trade area of the through the water seaport, or it may be decrease the pressure from the Kolkata port. So it was developed after the independence by the Indian government. So all these are the major seaport in India. So all are facilitating the international trade from India to other continent or other part of the world through that these 12 major seaport. These are protected from eastern coast to western coast of India, from eastern part of the extension of the eastern and the extension of western part of the India. So here the Alps Sea, over here the Western Bay of Bengal, and here is the Indian Ocean. All these three water bodies have sharing the water territory with the Indian. So it was giving the opportunity to India to develop the water transport through these 12 sea ports. Rajasthan have no water bodies at present. So here the Rajasthan in Rajasthan have no water bodies, no water connectivity, because Rajasthan have no major river, or it was not connected to any water bodies like sea or bay. So Rajasthan was dependent to develop or maybe the transport of goods and services through water bodies or maybe water seaports, basically dependent on the Kandla and Mumbai port, because these both seaport are situated near by the Rajasthan. So these port was conducted the facility of the trade of Rajasthan through water transport. So all these are all about the water seaport. Water transport may be inland water through the river in India, and the major seaports are providing the international or maybe oceanic water transport in India. So all these are. Now we shall, here we concluded that two modes of transport may be land have three parts: one road, railway and pipeline, and the water transport have two parts: domestic or maybe inland or internal water, and the oceanic or other part was the oceanic and the sea ports. So India have inland or internal water connect through the river, canal or maybe lake. They are majorly inland water or internal water conducted by the river itself, like all these rivers which run throughout the year without any dependent on the seasonal rain, or maybe they have flow from flowing the rivers continuously without any disturbance. So all these rivers provided the facility of the water transport, inland water transport, and these 12 major seaport was provided the facility to oceanic water transport to India and the sea transport of India. So now we concluded.